we have the Backrooms level tier list.
It's gonna be great. So we have a couple different perspectives. So first off, we have Steven with his from single player, and then both of ours from
single player and multiplayer. All the way. Well, I'm on level 9 for single player, but you know we have the general everything.
So this is going to be a very accurate tier list. So obviously everything should be taken 100% seriously, and if I offend you, you should shoot me.
Good luck.
Let's begin.
This will be based off both fun, creativity, and like game design for Coops.
Yes. Because I am a game developer.
Speaking of fun, level fun is S tier because it's awesome.
Let's go in order. We're going to start with level 0.
Fine. Level 0 is kind of like a B tier level. I
personally think it would be, from my perspective, I'm only saying C because there is supposed to be one entity since it's like the introductory level. I would move it to B.
Never see him, though.
I would move it to B or even A if we actually saw the Howler more. Because he's like the one entity there.
Guy.
And the level is enormous.
Yeah, I like it. I put it in B because it's also got the reputation for it's like the Backrooms.
That is true.
And then obviously every time we do it, we just know the way anyway.
Yeah, which is also true.
I could see it going down into C, but I'm gonna put it in B just because it's the Backrooms. Level 2. Wait, no, that's
Hold on, don't go to Piper's. Some of these are out of order. Go to the image of the cars. That's level 1, part 1.
Let's see. Yes, level 1, part 1. This is an absolutely
easy.
I'm putting it in C tier because you can get supplies from it, but it's not very fun. You just look at cars and put in a key code.
Yeah, no, I'm putting it at F because it's literally just like boring puzzle.
That is true. I'll put it in D. I'm only putting in D because you get resources from it.
Yeah.
Which one is Zone Part 2?
That is the shiny one that is in between the two dark room looking areas.
Oh, I see. Okay, this is S tier because Peter is awesome.
So from a game design standpoint, I really like this because this is sort of when the game actually gets introduced and the skin stealers are quite a prominent threat.
They're one of my favorite enemies. I'm gonna move it down to A tier just because
I'm gonna put it in A tier. This is a very well designed level and it feels very fair to the player.
Sometimes it can be you know, a little annoying, but
I will put it in S, but the level's too overwhelming for the player.
Yeah, the 4 keys is a lot. Especially
there's 4 keys in different
single
rooms.
Player, you only get to deal with 1 skin stealer instead of 2 if it's like 3 or 4 players, but it's still, you know. Then part 3 in F. It's the worst level in the game.
I agree. I don't think it's the worst level in the game. To be honest, I would absolutely put this in B tier.
Oh, you're right. Actually,
if
I forgot level 0.1 exists. But this is an F tier because it's dark.
Yeah,
and
this level
is scaly, which is actually it's a good thing. But there's a glitch that, as of recording, has not been patched. Where if you go into a door, sometimes you will get like soft locked in the room you went into, and it's really weird. But it's awful, especially for multiplayer when you all have to go to the same exit. Anyway.
And one thing I hate is that if they want it to be close corners, they shouldn't make the skin stealer in this scenario an instant kill. They have to make something to at least counter it because he comes out way too fast to react sometimes. Like there's a couple of clips that I have right here. Like I remember in the first video I made,
running up the ramp, and Cabot dies.
Cabot gets immediately demolished by this thing, or how Michael got immediately captured when you and him left the room.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this level just really needs some fine-tuning.
Yeah. Alright, level 3.
Oh, hold on.
Level 2, we got the dark part. No. We got the dark.
Yeah, we got the dark part.
It's this one.
I am personally... Ooh, this is a tough one. Because I really like...
B tier,
I like the idea behind it. I just don't really feel like it's threatening enough.
Yeah, I feel like it could have been more.
It doesn't really feel scary, so I'm gonna just put it in.
It's a very cool idea.
I personally think, Hold on, I'm gonna swap some things around. I personally think it's better than level 0. Don't get me wrong. Actually, no. You know what? No, level 0 is better. I take that back. Pipe Dreams.
Level 2. I might put it above level 0 and B tier just a bit. I'll order them by tiers, but I think it's shorter and more straightforward. In level 0, you could get stuck in for like hours. Anyway, level 3.
No, level 2.
Well, you're right.
Pipe Dreams.
Level 2 is S tier because I hear. Just kidding.
I really like this, even though it's a straight path. It really does play the thriller.
It feels. I'm gonna put it in probably B tier again.
Yeah, I'm putting it in B tier as well.
I'll put it above everything though.
It would be in.
It's very atmospheric. I like it, but
I would put this in C tier if you didn't come back to it for level fun. I really like the idea of you coming back and running.
Not like a hub, but like a connector to like all the different levels.
I really like connector levels.
I do kind of wish that it was like the actual lore, where it's like almost like level 1, level 0, and I mean technically they're all just giant, random areas.
I do wish that you got to explore this a little bit better.
And also, it said there's you know like there's the clusters or whatever they were from the lore. They could have implemented them somehow, and then obviously the scratchers, but there was a scratcher in this game anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, the scratchers would be hard to implement for this level.
Yeah.
So, like, I can understand scratchers, but at least the hounds would be cool to have.
Yeah, because they're also, you know, they're all the backroom entities are, like, kind of interchangeable between levels almost. Except, like, Bacteria Man.
Yeah.
Level 3.
D for sure.
I do not like level 3. I'll put it in C because it's scary, and that's a good thing for the game. But... So for multiplayer, it's pretty easy, and it's, you know, like the whole atmosphere is kind of, I like eerie, and I don't like it at all. For single player, this was hacked. Actually, I'm moving this down to D tier. Single player experience for this was actually hell. It was so bad. And apparently it gets even worse in hard mode. Stay tuned for that. But apparently the dogs you can only shine them on them, and you know they can only live it once or something. I don't know. It's awful.
I think it's only once, but yeah, the way that the hounds are designed,
it's a little too long, is what I think.
It's too long. The hounds are really annoying to deal with, and the electrical water is ungodly punishing.
Yeah,
like they should at least like give you time to escape if you accidentally run into it, because it is very easy.
If you
to
just step on it, you just die.
Yeah, it's pretty shit.
Yeah.
Level 4.
Where is level 4?
It's in between arcade and Hotel.
And the pool rooms?
I actually don't know for this one. I mean, there's no horror, but I really like it.
So I like it. The atmosphere is good, and it's supposed to be kind of like one of the safer levels in the Backrooms lore, but the problem is there's no window entities, and I'm really mad. So
I want to put it in C tier.
Yeah, I'm putting it in C tier. Because it's I like the camera thing where it's like kind of Mission Impossible for a bit. But
it is a little annoying to have to do over and over again.
It's annoying, and there's no window monsters.
I do like how it is a big supply thing, and it sort of gives you that nice break, which is why it's not in D tier.
Yeah.
Because it would absolutely be in D tier if there wasn't like a big supply thing, and if it was a safe level.
Yeah.
The window entities would escalate it a bit.
That like the minor threat. If you just get close to a window, you just die. Yeah. And then maybe have some sections where it's like, oh, I'm just gonna go this way, and then like there's a window and you could go around it, but like you're like, why would I? And then you die.
This is one of those games that could really benefit from a health bar.
Yeah, I suppose. Although it kind of feels more special if you die of one hit, because you know you're just.
That is true. At least for some enemies. Yeah, part 1 of level 5.
It's
personally,
right.
I put it above the electrical station, but it's definitely D tier just because it is boring. You run around a hotel, you spray moths, get jelly, and move on.
That is true.
There's no horror, no scaries, unless you're afraid of moths. Then you're no.
Yeah, I mean the atmosphere is a little spooky, but it gets way worse with part 2. This one, we always just don't play.
Definitely F.
Why? Because you can just put in the 3 codes.
The fact that well, personally, my problem with it is that the code is consistent between 3 different sets of 5-digit numbers.
That's
which is what I personally don't like. What I would have really liked, and this would have elevated it to like B tier to force the player to actually play this. What they should have done is had a random number generator to determine which number would be part of the code.
I'm not even sure how you're supposed to get the code because this level is actually really
so
scary.
The way you get the code is by running around.
Yeah, I know that. And there's a hound and there is a skin stealer, and the whole atmosphere is just terrifying. But
me, Cabot, and Michael played this level.
Yeah.
From a design standpoint, it is a really good
level. Remember? Because I guided the dog because Michael didn't say anything. But
my biggest problem with this level that just keeps it in F tier is that the code is consistent between 3 numbers. So if you know those 3 codes, there is nothing scary about this level, and it's completely ruined.
Which is, thank God for single player, because I did not want to play that level in single player. But yeah,
Part 3. This is another A tier level. I really like the boiler room.
Yeah, I do like the design of like the thermometer and slow down, crouch. There's a moth near you.
I love the thrilling sense of it.
The theme is because also, and like the high.
I love how it's really nice to get have the feeling of getting close to those death moths, and it really elevates it with like the heat pulse and whatnot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really like this level. I think the only reason that this isn't in S tier, I'm not even gonna lie, I think it's too long.
I agree, and it's also kind of hard to navigate. Which I mean, most of it is, but
it's intended to be a maze, but it's a very punishing maze. If you go the wrong way, you could easily just get mauled by a death moth.
Yeah.
All right, level fun. I think we can both. Yeah, we can both agree. This is an S tier level.
It's not too long. It's got great mechanics. It's fun,
is my
as the name implies.
Second favorite level. Yeah.
And I love the atmosphere. Cabot doesn't, but like he's But I just love the stupid little kid music. And if you get too close to them, you'll like hear them speak in like a child's voice. It's creepy. It's awesome.
And I love how the music cuts. I literally have no problem.
Chase you, yeah.
And the only reason I say that is because the horror element still stays there, at least the thriller, because of the spots where you're literally required to outrun the partygoers. I really love the fact that they forced you to do that. That is a really good touch. Yeah, next up, pool rooms. This goes into F tier, above level 5.
This is worse.
It would have earned D tier if it wasn't for the insta-kill zones.
That was so weird. If you watch
the fact that you can
part 2 video, I'm like, hey Michael, you died. Do you trust this? And it's like dark, and then he goes, I don't know, but you should try it. And I looked to the light and walked backwards so I could still see the light because it was super dark. And then I fell a bit, and he goes, oh, that's the same water I died in. There's my body. And I go, what? And I die. And it's really weird and inconsistent. It's also just a worse version of the regular level 0. Yeah, it's not very good.
And you also move slower in the water, so it's kind of stupid.
That is also true. It's just worse level 0.
Run for your life.
I'm going to say S tier. I love this level.
I really like this level, but I unfortunately cannot give it an S tier. I will explain why. I am putting it at the very top of A tier. This is definitely top grade level, though. But my only problem is that when you know the pathing, there's not really the thrill. Excuse me.
Actually, that's true.
Let me rephrase that, because this level is like a big trial and error level. So you're gonna get the thrill like a handful of times, and then afterwards it's sort of gonna go away and be a little frustrating if you can't memorize the layout.
Like for single player, I think I only died once or twice, and probably only once because I hadn't played in a bit. But I love the atmosphere. I wish kind of you could see what was chasing you if you don't just like turn around and die anyway, because that would add a little bit more to it.
I would maybe consider elevating it to S tier if instead of starting in that little safe box area, you just have like a little cutscene that plays where you wake up on the floor and then you just see all of the entities just running towards you.
Yeah.
And then you turn around and face away. You're basically presented with the option of just run for your life.
Yeah.
Level the end. I am putting this in D tier, but a very high D tier.
I'll be honest, I'm putting this in C tier. I like the level concept. So it did take forever, and it was very hard.
I do really like this level, but I do have quite a few problems.
Yeah, there's problems, but I like the level. I like the design. Also, you know, I said there was only 12 to collect in single player.
Yeah,
that was wrong. There were 24.
Oh shit!
But it actually wasn't that hard. I think I beat it on my like second or third try in single player. Multiplayer, you have to collect 48 tapes, and it's just not good.
I mean, like, when it's multiplayer, it does get really annoying because you won't be able... There's literally no way that you'll be able to outpace turning the lights off, even if you're, like, really coordinated. But my biggest problem comes from quite a handful of things. First off, the Scratcher's AI is kind of weird. And it's only in terms of when he detects you, because he gets really buggy when he detects you. Because he'll sort of chase you and then decide to run away randomly when you hide under a table. Sometimes the fire alarms won't work like they're supposed to, even if he's not aggro to you.
Yeah.
And when I said that I had a big problem, I just mentioned a handful of things. My real biggest problem is the lighting engine in Unreal, because this game was made in Unreal Engine 4, and the lighting engine is crazy. If you have your gamma not set at the lowest possible setting, you physically cannot see it because of see any of the tapes because of how bright the light is. It's actually kind of absurd.
I didn't really experience any of that problem. Honestly, I had my gamma all the way up at max, and I could see better in the dark, and didn't really affect anything when the lights were on.
Yeah, like, I had to turn the flashlight off just so I could do anything and raise my gamma.
Oh, well, actually, yeah, that's true. Because if my gamma was all the way up, and when the lights went off, I could see better. But once I turned my flashlight on, it's weird. But I like the level idea, and the atmosphere is pretty good. I like the enemy, but he's a little buggy, so you know.
Yeah, the endless staircase belongs in F tier.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put it below level.
At the bottom.
I'm gonna put it.
I don't like this level.
I'm gonna put it below.
Well, actually, I'm gonna put it above level 1, part 3, because the glitch.
Yeah, same. But I'm not gonna put it above level 5, part 2. My biggest problem with this isn't even the fact that it's like an easy level. How in the hell are you supposed to know that you're supposed to drop down the middle? What in the video?
You said, "Wait, guys, the floor is glowing," and I just yeeted myself down. And it's a really cool and fun way to get out of the level, but there's no indication of how.
So what's interesting is that even if you keep going farther up after 94, the floor still keeps glowing. But there's one big problem. I would not have guessed this if I didn't already have knowledge of the lore of this endless staircase and like half forgot what the answer was.
Yeah, I just knew that the next level was 94, and we stopped at when it said 94. I'm like, wait, guys, the next level is 94. Let's look around. And then he's like, wait, the floor is glowing, and then that happened.
Speaking of 94, let's talk about part 1, which absolutely belongs at the bottom of D tier.
I'm putting it in F. I hate this stupid fucking level.
It is way too long.
I'm putting it below the staircase, honestly, but above the. You know what? No, I'm putting it at the bottom of F tier. I hate this stupid. It's so much running. It's too long. You barely get any almond water. It's just awful, bro. It's terrible.
It sucks because the sanity risk increases as the game goes on. There's not a lot of almond waters, and you're forced into hiding in a room for like a minute or so when the animations get there. But holy shit!
It's kind of S tier.
Part 2 goes so hard that I'm actually putting it. Yeah, I'm putting it in S tier. It's great. This level is amazing. The
atmosphere is awesome. The actual boss fight is, it's pretty cool.
The animated king fight is cool.
As a single player, in my single player run, I kind of like just stood in a corner and looked around, so he just didn't spawn. Because I think he always spawns behind you. But what we did for our multiplayer playthrough was stand back to back and look around, and that was, way cooler. Funny. So this one's pretty good. Also, I got to experience the roller coaster, which is a fun way to end the level.
I also got to experience roller coaster, which is really cool. I do wish the clown would like run around to try and like get you, just to give you some thrill during the roller coaster. That's really my only gripe with it. But it's so minor that I really can't fault the level.
Yeah.
But bro, level 6, I shit you not.
A tier.
This is my absolute, probably one of my absolute favorite levels in the game. I really love how this level is designed. I'm going to put it in S tier. Currently, this stands at number 1 until we get to a different level later in the list. Dude, there is so much about this level that I love.
Yeah.
So first off, the first part is a little weird because you're fumbling around in the dark, but then you get
scared the shit out of me.
You get to run around with a wretch. Yeah, play the clip.
No.
And then, yeah, but we get to see the wretch early on, and then there's the sign where everything just goes completely.
Yeah, the only reason I don't have this in S tier is because it's boring as all hell in single player, and it's kind of hard to find the exit. But
the lighter scanner is great.
Very cool level.
Personally, I do like the glow-in-the-dark maze and the fact that a wretch follows you the whole time. It just has so much thrill, so much fun, so much terror. And yeah, I do like the fact that they give you almond waters and some resources at the start, because if they didn't, I would put it in A.
Thalassophobia is I'd say. I like the atmosphere, and you can beat it pretty easily. There's a lot of resources. The angler jump scare is not always experienced in the first footage that I had for Thalassophobia. I didn't even see the angler. I was looking around and I saw it's like the light bulb it has.
The first set of footage, my game ended up crashing.
That too, yeah.
For some reason.
But I do like the atmosphere, and it's pretty.
The level does a great job.
Yeah.
I'm putting it at C tier above level 0.
I'm putting mine is below level 4 in C tier.
Nice. Oh yeah, mine is below level 4 as well.
Level 8 is actually really fun.
I'm gonna put this.
It's in, I'd say, bottom A tier, just because in single player, as soon as like the first part, the Death Moss, is really cool. I love the atmosphere. The second part with the Skinwalkers is awesome in multiplayer. It sucks ass in single player because both of the Skinwalkers spawn near the end, and there's nothing you can do except wait.
I'm probably gonna put this at like high B tier. Look, the first part is great. If it was like the first part, if the second part was as good as the first part, it'd be low S tier. But yeah, your big problem is also
enjoy the Skinwalker part in multiplayer because
I do as well.
All the clips I have in the videos are hilarious, and
yeah,
it's
can't wait for Peter to say, "Excuse me."
Yeah.
God, but no, it's great. It's hilarious with friends. But in terms of the Skinwalker part, the biggest problem, like you already said, is just the fact that there's 2 of them that puppy guard the exit.
And even in single player, like why the hell are there 2 of them in single player?
It is a nice touch that they're able to be signified with flashlights in this level, just because of how dark it is. So if you don't have anything, you can still beat the level.
Yeah.
All right, next up is
F
level 0.1.
Actually, hold on. So I'm going to be honest. This is almost a D tier level because it's it's like the Backrooms but scarier because it's musty and moist. But the levers you have to pull don't stay pulled, which makes it F tier. But even further than that, like I would put it at the top of F tier because it's still an interesting level. Oh, you got to pull things to open a door. In single player, they still go down. Very slowly, but they still go down. So this is immediately at the bottom of F tier.
Okay, first off, level 188 can't even be counted as its own level. It's a sub-level in level 0.11. It is, in my opinion, it is as of now, the worst level in the game.
Not only that, but the code is like the same every time. I'm pretty sure.
The code seems to stay the same. I'm not sure if the code's always 416 or 415.
It's the red is always in the same spot. Like the image you see right now is always the code on the keypad.
Yeah, because I remember the Starlooking thing where it was 415314.
Yeah, I don't know.
That seems
Either way,
familiar.
it's not even really its own level. And the weird part is level 0.11 is not counted in the achievements. It's level 188 counts like that and level 0.11.
I wish there was more to the abandoned hotel because it is actually a really interesting part of the Backrooms. But my largest gripe is that if we were counting funny moments within earn B tier for Will shitting out an ass ton of walkie-talkies.
Maybe we'll rank them for some other reason later. Like,
oh my god, I am willing to rank it out of comedy.
That'll be next after this.
Level 9, part 1.
So this is like C tier, I think, because it's a cool. I like the idea. I love the atmosphere. It's like creepy as all hell, especially with the U.S. Emergency action system. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, the emergency
that thing going off on every TV.
The biggest problem is that wretches don't de-aggro.
The wretch is trying to get all the computers in the house is just awful, and I haven't played it in single player yet, but I know it's going to be the worst part of like the entire level.
Unless you are completely silent when you play this game, you will have to reset a lot, which is why it's C tier. I'm putting this at the bottom of C tier
because I'm putting it above the safe rooms. That is the Thalassophobia in level 4, but I'm putting it below the end.
It could have been better.
Yeah. The second part, the bunker.
The second part, I'm just gonna say it. This is my favorite level in the game. The Abandoned Outpost is by far the best level in the game.
I am putting it in S tier because I like the concept of you have to gather all this stuff and put it in a machine, then lure the monster you've been running from into a thing to turn him back to normal. Very cool idea. I like the execution because it's way easier to run from this wretch. There's more ways to go. It's not a cramped ass house. And his aggro, like, there's more places to hide, and like, it's just way better. And the atmosphere is really good. You know, it's just a good level all around. I'm putting it at the bottom of S tier, though.
Usually, I would
put it above the clown boss fight. Because it's
usually long. For me personally, usually I'd harp a level if like spawn points were consistent, but because of how random the wretch is and that the spawn point is never consistent and his pathing is all screwed up and weird, I really, really like the fact that it's consistent just because the wretch is random. And the fact that this is the very first instance where you are literally forced to fight the danger head on and basically have it follow you on purpose, I really like it because it just gives you that, it forces you into that thrill whether you want to or not. Even if you're not scared of the wretch, the fact that you're forced to go to it is crazy. Mm-hmm. And what's good is that the wretch actually de-aggroes from you whenever you hide in the locker when it's trying to butt sex you.
Yeah, give that AI to the rest of the wretches, please.
Yep. If they gave that AI to the wretches in level 9, I would consider putting it in like high B tier or low A tier. Mm-hmm. Yeah, level 10. I really like this level, but the first part kind of ruins it for me just because it's
too long. But everything else, I like it. It's a very I don't know. The atmosphere is good. Running through the hay or whatever it is, corn, I guess. I don't know. Whatever crop it is, running through it, you can barely see, and that like makes it so much better. And the fact that facelings with chainsaws are chasing you. This is also the source of my stupidity, where a faceling with a chainsaw emerged from the crops, and I said, "What do we do?" And Koopsater, being the Chad he is, says, "We run away from it." And I was like, yeah.
I think I'm still the only one who has not died in this level.
I don't think I actually don't think I've died in this level.
I've died in the first part.
I did die in the first part because we didn't know what was going on. I went to
I went
to go look it up, and I tabbed out, and then I looked back, and I'm being dragged on the floor in the crops. I'm like, oh, I guess I'm dead. Yeah. But with that said, I'm gonna put it in B tier, I think.
Also, seen what it looks like when the player is dragged away by a face link?
What?
Have you seen what it looks like when Dude, it is so funny. Oh my god.
It is. It's very similar to the moths.
Dude, it's so
but I think it's better because your face is just on the floor dragging. It's so funny. But I think that's a B tier above.
Also, your arms flail as well. I'm not sure if you knew that, but if you watch one of your co-op friends get dragged away by the face link, you can actually see them flailing their arms.
That's really funny, yeah. I think top of B tier. The first part's just a little too long, but I do like the first part.
I think I'll put it above Cave System because the second part is really, really fun. It's just a little too long, but the first part is kind of just thrill, and that's it. But then again, once you figure it out, you kind of just look back and forth while pressing W.
It is creepy because they'll just run across the field into across the road into the other field, and it's just like. Oh,
it is pretty eerie because they're like dead silent. They don't growl, they don't hiss, they don't speak. They're just completely silent. I really like that.
I'm actually throw that in A tier. No, we'll keep it at top of B tier.
And ladies and gentlemen, the moment we've come to, in my opinion, the actual worst level in the game goes to level 3999.
So obviously the game isn't finished as of right now, as of recording.
But yeah, until level
3999 is just the end of the game. You just walk in, and I love the atmosphere, so I'm gonna put it at the top of F. But you don't do anything in it.
I'm only considering this the worst level because this is literally a level where you walk and that is it. There's no puzzle, there's no enemies, no gimmicks, no nothing. You just walk there. I mean, there is an entrance to the hub, but that really is the only thing you can do. Also, I figured out that if you take the entrance in the hub in level 399 in multiplayer, it'll count as beating the game.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
We did figure that out.
That is a glitch. Fancy, you should probably get on that.
I wouldn't say that's a glitch because you technically beat the game in its current state because you got to the last level and you could have gone either way. But it is a little weird.
Yeah,
you
I
don't
agree.
Get to see the credits. But with that, we have the official Backrooms level tier list based on how fun they are and how cool and creative they are.
Yep.
And that is that. If you liked it, you should subscribe because it would be so wholesome. And if I hit 100 subscribers, then I will post the long-awaited Coopsator explains the entire plot of Despicable Me 2 while I play CSGO.
So epic. You should subscribe to him.